I'm going to post this as a pre-video to two YouTube videos I'm going to post. I'm going to try and post it today. In my two next videos after this one, I was doing a rant on why I should bother posting. And in those rants, I make a comment about lives lost one way or another, whether it's from, someone taking a selfie and not being aware of their footing and their surroundings, where they're going to sit and how they'll get up from that position, or trying to video while you're standing on an edge and then lose your balance or awareness to your position and a life is lost. I also refer and talk to, people who want to take their life. And I just want to say that I'm not changing those videos for what I said. And this is a video explaining that a little deeper, because mental health is real. I don't know what we used to call it back in the day, or whether we just viewed people as different and thought less of them. And I hope that that label of mental health never becomes that, where we have to change that name, mental health, to something else politically, because we keep tainting it with negative views. And today, sadly, unexpectedly by all, I have lost a family member to mental health. And it illustrates the impact that someone who is going through mental health, how much it possesses their thoughts. Because if you are married to someone and you love that person, and your family, friends, there's no way you would purposely harm them by taking your life all of a sudden. So it shows you the reality and the fullness of mental health. When someone's willing to take their life, that's one thing. But also the fact that you are leaving a lot of people behind with a lot of unanswered questions, it's big. Like, how that does not enter your mind, just to me, is beyond me. But it just shows you how much it must impact them to not to be able to at all consider what you're about to do, how that is going to impact everyone around you. We often will judge people, make comments, and I'm no better. I mean, I've done it, in part because I'm not fazed by it if someone did it to me. I mean, bring it. I don't, I know who I am. I'm solid in who I am, and I love who I am. So when people make comments, or have in the past, as I grow and develop, it doesn't matter to me. It doesn't affect me, because I know who I am. But often, because maybe we assume that about ourselves, we might think that about others, that we might not think the same too. We might say things to them. We might say things behind them. Eventually it accumulates and gets back to them, and all that negative adds up to one big negative, one big solution that's very impactful. To take a life, your life is, I don't know, it's sad. It's really, really sad. And you'll be one of the first to ever say that there's too many of us on the planet, but this is not how I would want to see population controlled. And that's just my view on the planet's population. Some will always disagree. There's always more than one side, and I'm fine with that. But I'm going to paddle a stretch of this Bull River today, and it's beautiful out. The water's beautiful, clean, clear, and I'm going to dedicate this paddle to, it's got to be an incredibly tough day for them. So the next two videos are going to be unchanged. Know that what I say on a simple, straightforward statement is just that. And this is more of a prelude to dive into that a little bit deeper. You know, just the reality of life. We don't understand a lot of things, and we never will, as much as we like to think we will and try and control. You just can't. It's a crazy world out there. Even when you look back hundreds of years and you hear someone talk about, oh, the world's going to get way busier. Well, we're still saying that. So this made me think back to one other thing I wanted to comment on, and that was when Robert Williams, prior to taking his life, he made this, I read that he made this comment that depression waits for you in the shadows. And I just thought that was such a simple, powerful statement. Like, think about it. There are shadows everywhere. Imagine a monster waiting for you behind every shadow. I can't imagine the anguish, the stress that it creates within your mind when you think depression's waiting for you, that monster within every shadow. And today, I've been touched by that darkness, the dark side of the shadow that he referred to. So, give all you know a hug and share the love. Share that path. Thanks to those who are taking this in. I finished canoeing the river. It was a peaceful day. Only the sounds of birds, the river, and rapids broke that silence. It was beautiful, sunny. The scenery was great. And for me, at moments, there was sadness to the new reality in my family and the impact that is much greater back home than here on that reality of mental health and the impact. So with sadness, I also had questions. You know that questions will never, or there's going to be a lot that will never get answered. And there's a lot to address and deal with in that type of scenario. So I hope everyone finds their peace, their path, and we move forward on that path.